Good morning. Welcome back to Passionate World Talk Radio Network, a wholly owned subsidiary of Global Media Network, LLC. And welcome to the first episode of Daily Tips with Lillian. And today's daily tip is something that most people probably never even think about, let alone know about. Recently, my car battery died. It was a very cold morning. It had been several days before I had been out to crank it up, as they say. And when I tried to, it went splutter, 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 dud. So, since I'm a member of the AAA, I called them up. And about 30 minutes later, they arrived. And the guy came out in shorts, and it was -5 degrees. Really? Anyway, not like that. I get cold very easily and tend to wear layers. Getting back to the story, he went and tried to resuscitate the battery by linking it to his battery charger. And he tells me a regular battery is usually good for 3 to 5 years. In your case, this battery is about 7 years old. It is dead and it cannot be brought back to life. You need to buy a new battery. So I did. It set me back approximately 250 bucks. I drive a Volkswagen Jetta station wagon 2012. Yeah. So he inserted a new battery and told me I needed to run it until my heater put out hot air, what we commonly call heat from the engine. But what he said next was something that no one had ever told me, shared with me, I have read, etc. So listen up, keep your ears pinned back wide. Did you know that when you revive your battery, you need to run it for at least 30 minutes? Because if you don't, you will flood the battery. Flood the battery? I never heard that before. Flood the engine? Yes, a car engine. But flood the battery? Nope, never heard of that one. So for 30 minutes, I remained in that Volkswagen. And since I dressed to be cold, as I say, I had on my warm, cuddly dud tights. I had a sweater on over my shirt. I had socks that reflect your feet heat and boots that my feet were warm and toasty. I had mittens that you usually used or gloves for when you go skiing in the Alps. In other words, I was nice and toasty. So I remained in that car for a full 30 minutes, warming it up. The moral of this story is when you either revive your battery or you buy a new one, let it warm up for 30 minutes and then drive off. Because if you turn it off and then try reigniting the engine with that battery, it will flood and then you'll be in worse trouble than you were before. This daily tip is brought to you by Passionate World Talk Radio Network new service. It's called Conscious Research Solutions. And what's it all about? Research assistance. We're starting off with basic research. What does that mean? That means that if you need something to be found and you don't have the time, you don't have the slightest idea of how to go and find it, or you don't know how to niche something, which means narrow it down, contact us at pwrnetworkllc@gmail.com, and I will provide you with a 15-minute free consultation. You can sign up over at passionateworldtalkradio.com. Scroll over to services, click on it, and you will see conscious research solutions and a link to the Calendly calendar. Click on that and let me know which day of the week and what time you want to meet. At the meeting, we'll introduce each other. You will explain to me what you want, and then you'll be provided with a contract to sign and an information fact sheet to tell me exactly what you want. If you don't put down on that sheet what you want specifically, you will not get it. In other words, be specific. And yes, there is a limit to what you can ask for. Once you sign the contract and you fill out the form, payment is up front. There are two options. Go over to the website, read all about it. Thank you very much for joining me this morning, and I hope you join me tomorrow and all the other days of the week. Daily Tips with Lillian. And if you have a daily tip that you want to share with the rest of the world, contact me at passionateworldtalkradio.com on our form, or email me at pwrnetworkllc@gmail.com. And if your tip is air, you will receive a surprise in return for sharing your tip with the world. Thank you very much. And remember, please keep listening. Thank you.